2023 in review, the human interest story.
Four Corners, the Dread Podcast.
Season's greetings, everyone, and welcome to this, our final podcast for the year on this week 52 of day 365 of 2023. And in our podcast this evening, we review some of the human interest stories that caught our attention this year. And at midnight, we join millions of residents in the United Kingdom as we welcome in the new year and we take a peep at what to keep our eye on in 2024. What are our New Year's resolutions and much, much more on this, our special end of year New Year's Eve episode 6 of Four Corners, the Dread Podcast. And as we begin our exploration of 2023, we want to pay homage to some of the great Dominicans that have gone to meet the ancestors this year. If you can remember, the festive mood of the New Year activities on the Eastern Caribbean island of Dominica was shaken by the news of the death of Dominica's four-time Calypso king, Lord Solo. Lord Solo, or otherwise known as Melvin Constant, who died in a drowning incident at T-Bay, Portsmouth on Sunday, January 1. Lord Solo came to national prominence on the carnival scene in the 1970s, winning the coveted Calypso Monarch title in 1973, 1974, 1975, 1976, and 1977. One of his more well-known calypsos was Mass in the Cemetery. Solo was based in the USA for many years, where he continued to be active in the music industry, and he was visiting the island with his family when the incident occurred. And as we continue to remember great Dominicans that passed away in 2023, we turn our minds to Irving Shillingford. In January, we learned that Dominica's most famous cricketer, Irving Shillingford, had died on January 26. Shillingford was famous for playing 4 tests and 2 one-day internationals in 1977 and in 1978. He also played a further 88 first-class matches, 49 of them for the Combined Islands, whom he represented from its inception in 1961. Also this year, on March 10th, the Dominican cultural icon Dr. Alwyn Bully passed away after a long illness. Alwyn Bully was a Dominican cultural leader and a playwright who designed the national flag and promoted its culture and identity. He grew up in Roseau, where he was influenced by carnival and folk stories. He studied English and French at the University of the West Indies and wrote and directed many plays that reflected the Caribbean reality and spirit. He also created the Department of Culture in Dominica and worked as a cultural advisor for UNESCO in Jamaica for many years. Alwyn Bully will be remembered for his books, songs, and screenplays, and he also organized the Nature Island Literary Festival. He received many awards and honors, including the Cicero Award and an honorary doctorate. He died of Parkinson's and was given an official funeral. He is remembered as a cultural icon and a pioneer of Caribbean theater. And on May 21st, the Dominican and Caribbean media fraternity lost veteran journalist from Dominica, former BBC broadcaster Ken Richards. Richards, who had worked for the last 20 years for a number of media organizations in Dominica and the Caribbean, including the Government Information Service in Dominica, the Caribbean News Agency, Radio Antilles, DBS Radio, Voice of the Islands, Mapping Television, and The Sun. And Richards was also known for his stint with the BBC at the BBC Caribbean Service. Later, he started his own online radio station, OSR.